Hello everyone, I am Dr. Soumya Das, Associate Professor, Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology, Greater Noida. Today we will start a different section, that is sense organs. So in your school life, students, you all studied about the various sense organs of our body. So in this graduation, that is Human Anatomy and Physiology subject, PP code is BP101T, we will discuss in little bit deep about the anatomy, their proper location, physiology, their functioning, how these sense organs work, and what will happen if these sense organs will not working properly. What are the various disorders, or we can say the pathogenesis, pathophysiology of these organs related disorders, and how we can try to overcome these problems or disorders in our life. So let's start with today's first sense organ, that is structure and function of eye. See, we all know the eye is the most delicate part of our body, and it is very much required and important for the proper vision, because we all know those who are not having eyesight properly, diminished vision, that is in later part of the life, or due to some infection or drug induced damage optic nerve, they feel how they feel. So nowadays, as the science and the technologies develop, we are having so many cures. We can cure as much as possible these disorders, we can overcome these disorders, but we have to take care of these our important vital organs, which means a lot in our regular life. So today we'll start about the eye, first starting with the anatomy or the structure of the eye. The eyes are located within either orbit in the skull. So if we are talking about the axial part, that is the head, or we can say axial, this is the facial, and we are having two orbits, okay, in the skull part. So what is this? These orbits contain the most sensitive or the delicate organ of our body, that is eye. And this eye is surrounded by the soft tissues that protect and support the various functions dealt by the eye. These two orbits which are present in the skull is surrounded by the cranial bones of the skull. The bony orbits surrounded the eyeballs and protecting them, along with anchoring these soft tissues of the eye. So these orbit is spherical in shape. The sphere of the eye can be divided into the anterior and the posterior chambers. Anterior means, student, front, आगे का part, and posterior, back side of the eyeball. The wall of the eye is composed of three main layers. You have to remember these three layers. The first one is the fibrous tunic part. Second layer is the vascular tunic. Vascular means, students, yes, blood, a wide range of blood supply is there, vascular tunic. And the third one is the neural tunic. Here the nervous supply which gives the impulse, conduction and generation through this optic orbit area. So coming this structure, this is the skull. You will see skull, and this is the orbit. This is the left orbit, which contains the soft tissues, and inside this we are having eye. So different layers. This is the orbit. The upper part is the frontal bone, because it is the axial bony structure. Frontal bone contains the orbital surface. Below this frontal bone we are having sphenoid bone, and below sphenoid we are having zygomatic bone, which also comprises of orbital surface. Here there is in the center we are having nose. So just adjacent to the nose we are having ethmoid bone, which covers the orbital plate. Beneath the ethmoid bone, there is lacrimal bone. You will see this area. This is lacrimal bone, which helps to control the lacrimal muscles for the release of tears, lacrimal fluid. This is the nose. After this, we are having palatine bone. It also covers the orbital surface of the eye, and here you will see that is maxilla. So, this is the skull part of the eye, we can say the orbits of the eye. Now, coming to the main part, that is structure of eye. First, see the picture, students. This is the complete eyeball. Okay. In the upper side, we are having conjunctiva. So, I hope you know or you heard this term, that is conjunctivitis. So, what is this word means? Itis, conjunctivitis. Itis means, students, this is suffix, or we can say pratyay. Pratyay lag jana, suffix. Conjunctivitis means inflammation. Itis means inflammation, inflamed ho gayi, because of so many reasons are there. Sometimes eye injured hone ke wajah se, infection, inflammation. Okay, sometimes it may also induced by drug therapy. So, this is the upper part, that is conjunctiva. Okay. So, if the infection occurs, this is one disorder of the eye, conjunctivitis. The term is conjunctivitis, inflamed conjunctiva. Beneath this conjunctiva, we are having, you will see this complete semicircular part, that is brown in color, ora serrata. And this pinkish part is the ciliary body of the eye. Then, we are having aqueous and the vitreous humor. Humor means, students, this is the liquid part which balances the pressure, intraocular pressure. Aqueous, below this we are having iris. Then anterior, samne, front wala anterior chamber. Bahari layer is the cornea. Inside cornea we are having pupil, and this white portion is the lens. You will see this is concave, convex lens. This is concave lens, and this is convex lens. So, you will see in our eye we are having convex lens. After this, there is posterior chamber, and just above the posterior chamber there is a canal of sclem. Canal, it is a narrow path-like structure which gives or supply the drainage of the fluid media from this canal. Again, same as the upper side, we are having below conjunctiva part. If we are talking about the posterior part of the eye, this is all anterior side. This is posterior, the back of the eye. We are having vitreous humor. In the anterior, we are having aqueous humor, while in the posterior side, we are having vitreous humor. The outer covering of the eyeball is the sclera, and just adjacent to the sclera, we are having a thin membrane, that is choroid. Okay. Attached to this choroid, we are having yellow part is the complete retina. Okay. After some age gap or due to some antioxidative stress, we are having this retina sometimes get damaged. So, we have to replace or take eye surgery for proper vision. Then macula, and after this orbital area, we are having a elongated surface, that is the supply of blood through this artery, that is central retinal. And the central retinal, we are having the optical nerves as well as vein, which gives proper oxygenated and deoxygenated blood supply to the eye orbital. After this upper and lower conjunctiva, we are having rectus medalis. So, going in deep about the anatomical features of the eye, starting, the eye is having, or we can say comprises of many parts that must work together. They all different parts like cornea, lens, humor, aqueous humor, vitreous humor, pupil, all will work in a systematic manner to produce a clear vision. That is the main function of the eye. So, starting with different functions, different organs and their functions, different layers of the eye. First, the sclera, or we can say it is the white part of the eye, and it requires for the proper protection of the dust, sometimes foreign particles to the eyeball. After sclera, we are having pupil just adjacent to this pupil, or it is the black dot at the center of the eye. It is required, the pupil is required for the opening through when the light can enters the eye. So, it gives you a proper image, okay, reflection we can say. When the light enters through the eye, the pupil white dot will become enlarged. After this pupil, we are having iris, and it is the colored part of the eye. It surrounds the pupil and it controls how it gives, how much light can absorb by the eye, okay, how maximum, how much light amount, that is intensity, one's eye can perceive by changing the size of the pupil. After iris, we are having cornea. If you are talking about cornea, it is the clear, or we can say a transparent window in the front of the eye. You will see here, this is the cornea. This is outermost layer of the eye, and it covers the iris as well as the pupil part of the eye. Then the part is the lens, a clear lens located behind the pupil, and it acts like a camera lens, okay. As the name tells, lens, it is a concave lens, same function that of camera. How it works? It focuses the light into the retina at the back, we can say this is the back of the eye, and 10 different layers of the cell will work together, okay, in this retina to detect how much amount of light can be absorbed by an eye and turned into an electrical impulses. So, this function is the retina function, which is a light sensitive inner lining part of the back, or we can say posterior part of the eye. So, this is the complete well labeled diagram of the eye, detailed transverse section. You will see this is pupil, the front part pupil. Inside this pupil, this brown area, we are having light blue iris. This is the anterior part. If we are talking about, this is the posterior part, okay. So, this is anterior cavity which contains the aqueous humor, while the lateral or the posterior, if we are talking, they can contain the vitreous humor. These two, humor means, students, liquid, fluid part. The balance between the aqueous and the vitreous humor is much required to maintain the IOT, or we can say IOP, that is intraocular pressure. Sometimes this pressure, due to this balance disturbance in this aqueous and the vitreous humor, this pressure will rises. So, tension starts and there is, we can say, crack of this eye lens. So, what will happen? This type of disorder is termed as glaucoma. So, the patient have to go with the doctor, take medications. If not treated by these medications, one have to go for the further surgery procedures. So, this is the posterior cavity, which is the vitreous humor. Anterior cavity contains aqueous humor. After vitreous, this is the sclera, this part, both sides we are having sclera, scleral venous sinus. Then suspensory ligaments are there. Ligaments, what is ligaments? This is the fine tiny bones which is directly attached with the muscles of the eye, and you will see lightest blue part clearly depicting here. This is the lens, very important part of the eye, cornea, iris, pupil. Then beside the anterior cavity we are having posterior chamber, पीछे का part anterior, front part anterior chamber, again suspensory ligament, and this is all what? Ciliary bodies, which is required for the ciliary functioning of the, or we can say the movement of the eyeball. In the lateral part, if we are talking about, there is lateral rectus muscle, which comprises or hold this orbital, or we can say spherical eyeball. Then inside this orbit layer is the sclera. Beside this sclera, we are having choroid. Choroid is directly attached with the retina, and this is yellow portion is what? Fovea centralis. And you will see here the cranial nerve number 2, that is optic cranial nerve, gives nerve supply for the proper functioning of the eyeball or eye movement for better vision. Central retinal artery and vein supply the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood to the eyeball. Below this there is an optical disc, which is also considered as the blind spot of the eye, and at the end this is the medial rectal muscles. So ciliary muscles, rectal muscles, there are so many muscles responsible for the balancing this eye movement, focusing of the eye, catching how much intensity of light can be absorbed from the eye. So these muscles help in maintaining various eye functioning. Now coming to the various parts one by one along with their functions. First one is the choroid. Just right now we have seen the choroid plexus. Choroid is the larger containing blood vessels. This choroid part of the eyeball contains a wide number of blood vessels that lines at the back of the eye, that is posterior, and is located between the retina. So what is retina? It is the inner light sensitive layer and also the sclera. Sclera is the outer white eyeball part of the eye. So this is choroid. Then we are having ciliary body. It is the structure containing ciliary muscles and is located behind the iris and required for focusing the lens. It helps to focus the lens proper for the proper vision. Then we are having cornea. It is the clear front window of the eye which transmit and focuses. What it focus? The intensity of light, how much intensity the light can absorb through the eye. That is sharpness and the clarity of the vision is done by the help of cornea. So light absorbed from the eye, the corrective laser surgery reshape the cornea. When there is some disorder or malfunctioning in the cornea, the patient, the person may feel unclear objects, maybe nearby or the far objects, it is not clearly visible to them. So what ophthalmologist will do? They can correct the laser, the lens or the cornea by small surgery which reshape, refit the cornea and maintaining or altering the focus. Then after cornea we are having fovea. It is the center of the macula and required for the proper sharp vision. The image which we will see by our eye is the result of reflection, and here the fovea will give a great help. Then iris, it is the colored part of the eye and it helps to regulate the amount of eye entering the eyeball. When there is bright light, the iris close the pupil to let in less amount of eye, and when there is low light, like when we enter in the movie hall, you will see how the pupil size will increase because there is complete absence of light is there. So when there is low light or no light, the iris opens up the pupil to let in more and more light so that we can see the objects which are nearby. Now we are having next part in our eye is the lens. Lens is required for focusing the light ray which enters through the retina. So the lens is basically transparent in nature and it can be replaced easily if necessary. Then we are having macula. It is the area of the retina that contains special light sensitive cells. In the macula part, the light sensitive cells allow us to see the fine, or we can say it enhances the resolution power, fine details very much clearly at the center of our visual field. So if we are talking about the resolution power, the macula can have a great role. Then optic nerve, nerve supply is at most required for the proper functioning of that particular organ. So it is a bundle of more than 1 million nerve fibers which carry visual messages from the retina to the brain. It gives nerve supply from coming out from the retina to the directly to the central nervous system, brain part. The retina see images upside down, but the brain turns images right side up. So have you get this line, students? When we see, when the light enters through the eye, the objects we'll see is opposite, but due to this nerve, optical nerve supply, this picture of images will directly go through this nerve supply, optical nerve supply, to the brain, and the brain, if functioning properly, it opposes the picture image. It will do right side up, and so we see the straight correct picture of the object. The reversal of the image that we see is much like a mirror in a camera. So right now we had talked about the glaucoma. So glaucoma is one of the most common eye disorder, eye condition, which is related to this optical nerve damage. The damage may arise because of any of the reasons, sometimes mild injury, accident, trauma we can say, or due to surgery also. This is a secondary complication which can be produced or arises after the small surgery like conjunctivitis or lens fitting. So this is common and nowadays very much treatable, we can say. Now the next part is the pupil. It is the dark center opening in the middle of the iris. The pupil changes in size to adjust the amount of light available. Okay, जैसे बाहर light कम है, so what the pupil will do? The pupil will adjust the iris to get absorb more and more light. It is smaller for the bright light, and the pupil will become larger when there is low supply of light. Then retina, it is the nerve layer lining of the back of the eye, the complete surrounding retinal layer. The retina senses light and creates electrical impulses that are sent through the optical nerves to the brain for taking the next proper decision. Then we are having sclera. It is the white outer coat of the eye and it surrounds the iris. And at the end, the vitreous and the aqueous humor. Vitreous humor is the clear gelatinous substance filling the central cavity of the eye at the posterior end. And aqueous humor is, remember students, aqueous interior. Sorry. This is the physiology of vision, very much important. What will happen? Light absorption is started by the photopigment. It enters, when the light absorbs, what it will do? It will change the ionic forms by influx and efflux of the ions. So here what happens? Sodium channels shut down and sodium builds up. So due to excessive Na plus ions inside the cell membrane, the voltage become towards more positive, more cationic. So calcium channels will shut down, and this shutdown will release the inhibitory transmitters get down. When the inhibitory neurotransmitters concentration is decreased, there is removal of inhibition, and hence the excitation of bipolar cone and the rod cells will start. Due to this, there is the generation of AP, that is action potential. Action potential is, students, the minimum threshold energy required to start any action. Action potential initiated where? In the ganglionic cells of the eye. And this action potential transmitted to the brain, and brain will give message for the clear vision. So this is the complete physiology of the eye. Now coming to the disorders, or we can say the pathological diseases which occurs due to pathophysiology, change in the proper physiology of the eye. So some of the main eye disorders I have covered here. First one is the cataract. So cataract in Hindi it is known as motia bind. So it is the clouding of the lens. The clear transparent lens jo hota hai, it will become sometimes translucent or opaque also. So clouding of the lens causes cataract, and they lead to blurred or complete loss of visions. If untreated, there is chances of blindness. Second is the color blindness. This type of condition occurs in a person when cone and rod cells, two type of cells are present in the eye, which is required for the color distinction. So the cone cells जब कम हो जाती हैं, less in number, optimum से, or if they can get damaged, absent, or do not work correctly. So someone who is color blind find it difficult to distinguish between the various colors. Then we are having another disorder like conjunctivitis, or also known as the pink eye. It is a common infection of the conjunctiva, both the sides. At the upper and the bottom part of the eye, we have seen the conjunctiva, which covers the front of the eyeball. Then conjunctivitis means, students, inflammation, inflamed conjunctiva, and the glaucoma. Here the IOP, that is intraocular pressure, or IOT, intraocular tension, will arises due to imbalance between the aqueous and the vitreous humor. The pressure builds up due to this imbalance inside the eye, and sometimes eventually rises so much high which damage the optical nerve. So it can be eventually lead to the complete loss of the sight. Then we are having myopia. Myopia is the nearsightedness. This is sometimes also known as nearsightedness. What will happen here? The person may feel difficulty in vision those objects which are far to them. Its opposite is hypermetropia or long-sightedness. It is a common condition when a person can't visualize the object, or sometimes blurred in vision, which are farther. Clearly see the farther objects, while the near objects cannot be seen properly. Then we are having optical neuritis. The optic nerves become inflamed, sometimes due to change in immune system, injury, mild injury, surgery, or drugs also lead to optic neuritis. Then strabismus. This is the eye point in different directions. Okay. So बोलते हैं ना, किधर देख रहा है, आप देख इधर रहे हो, इधर बोल रहा हो. That is the eye point different directions. It is the particularly common among the children, but the children as grow, if he or she is normal, it corrects automatically. So this is all about the physiology, anatomy of the eye and small major disorders. Thank you.